All right, you guys are having a test tomorrow. If you understand how to do everything on this review and your quiz, which I'll show you once I'm done with this, you should be good for the test. You will be good for the test. So you're going to have about, I think, 3 or 4 questions regarding similarity. So looking at number 1, it asks if the polygons are similar. How can I tell if they're similar? For this question, all you had to do was find the scale factor for each side. If they match, then they're good. So for this one, I have 15 and 10 and 21 over 14. If I simplify 15 over 10, what am I going to get? 3 over 2, and the same thing for this one. And then are they similar? Yes, they're similar because they have the same scale factor. You could just write yes or similar would have been fine. Looking at number 2, doing the same thing. I have 21 over 7 and 15 over 5. What's 21 over 7? 21 over 7. 3 over 1. And what's 15 over 5? 3 over 1. Are they the same? Yes, so they're similar. All right, looking at number 3, please be aware of the shape. I'm using my sides. So I have 28 over 35, and then I have 20 over 25. What's 28 over 35 simplify to? 4 over 5. And what about 20 over 25? So are these similar? Yes, they're similar. All right, number 4, 5, and 6. Looking at number 4, 5, and 6, you have to find the scale factor. So looking at what's given to me, I have 15 and 10, and then I have 24 and 6. Okay, those are 2 different sides. So I'm going to highlight it in 2 different colors. So when I'm looking at it, corresponding sides, I'm given 15 and 10. So I have to use 15 over 10, and this simplifies to what? 3 over 2, or 2 over 3, that's fine. So I'm going to use this as my scale factor now. I have 3 over 2 and 3 over 2. They're asking me now for EH. So looking at it, this side is EH, and this side is the corresponding side. How would I write it? How would I write 3 over 2 is equal to what? 3 over 2 is equal to, the 3 was for my 15, so I have to do the larger shape. So it's going to be 24 over x. All you have to do now is cross multiply. You're going to get 48, or 3x equals 48. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals what? 16, and you're done. So looking at the next one, AB. AB is corresponding to EF. So again, looking at it, I have 3 over 2. I'm using the same scale factor. Is equal to x over 6. Same thing as before, cross multiply. 2x equals 12. Oh, it should be 18. And divide both sides by 2. X equals 9. Am I done? Does anybody have any questions on 4 through 6? Patterson, what's your question?
Will there be multiple choice tests?
Maybe, but mostly for response. All right, looking at number 7, for this question, I highly recommend do not look at the diagram if they are giving you a similarity statement. So angle P, some of you guys got points off for this on your quiz because you didn't write your symbols correctly. If I'm talking about an angle, you have to have that angle sign. So looking at it, angle P is congruent to which angle? L, because look, it's in the same position. All right, looking at the next one. Angle M, so here's angle M, is congruent to which angle? Q, good. Okay, please make sure you understand how to find those because you will have angles on there. All right, now looking at the next one. I have MN and QR are congruent, are corresponding. And then I have LM. What's corresponding to LM? PQ. If you wrote QP, that's fine. So either PQ or QP is fine. All right, now it asks me to find the value of X. What are they giving me? I'm going to highlight the corresponding sides that they're giving me. This side, and this side. And then I also have for my small one, these sides. Corresponding sides, which corresponding sides are we going to use?
27 over 36.
All right, we can do 27 over 36, that's fine. 27 over 36 is 18. 18 over 24, that still works. So if I were to simplify these two, what would my scale factor be? What is it?
3 over 4.
Good, 3 over 4. If you got 4 over 3, that's fine, as long as you're matching the sides. So I got 3 over 4. 3 is for my yellow. The 4, hold on. No, the 3 is for my orange. The 4 is for my yellow, so that's how I'm setting it up. My orange is going to go on top, and I'm solving for X, and then my yellow is going to go on bottom. All you have to do last is cross multiply. So 3 and 12 is going to give me 36 equals, don't forget to distribute. Some of you forgot to do that in your quiz. So 36 equals 4x minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. 44 equals 4x, and x is going to equal? Perfect. All right, again, you are going to have 4 similarity questions on your test. So please pay attention to these 3 because they are similar to these 3. And you have to show your work or you're not getting credit for it because I wrote it on your test. So looking at this question, what angle is missing for ABC? I'm going to have 41 and 60. If I add all of these for one triangle only, if I add this one triangle, does that equal 180?
Yes.
Yes, so they are similar. And now you have to write a similarity statement. Please understand what a similarity statement is because some of you are getting it wrong. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. There are so many ways to write a similarity statement. Just be aware of that. I only need one. If you wrote it different than this, as long as your A is in the same position as the D, as long as your B is in the same position as E, and as long as C is in the same position as F, you're good. Again, if you don't have your symbols, the triangle and the similar symbol, you're going to get points off. Because by now you guys should know symbols. All right, looking at number 12. How can I do this? You will get a question on your test where you're not given this little angle congruency. How am I solving this without it? Match the sides. Look at your sides. Take your 2 smallest, 15 over 12, then your 2 medium measures, 20 over 16, and then your last one, 26 over 20. All you have to do now is take these ratios and simplify them. What does 15 over 12 simplify to?
5 over 4.
Good. What about 20 over 16? Okay, so far they are similar. And what about the last one?
4 over 5. 4 over 5.
13 over 10. I can't simplify that anymore. So are these similar triangles? No. Ratios. I'm giving you an explanation, so please understand this. Ratios not equal. Okay, my corresponding ratios are not equal. And looking at number 13, if I have 66 and 77, do these add up to equal 180? No, not 180. All right, questions on these three? All right, please make sure you understand those three because you are having 4 similarity statements, similar questions on your test. All right, 14, I said don't worry about it. You could have crossed it out. If you did it, great. If you did not, don't worry about it. 15. 15. Setting it up, I'm putting it as 4 over 4 equals x over 5. You could cross multiply. 4x equals 20 divided by 4. X equals 5. A couple of you had a question like this on your quiz. If they ask you, what's the scale factor for this? If you put 4 over 4 and simplified it to 1, that is not your scale factor. Okay, yes, I solved it, but if it's asking for a scale factor, that is not my scale factor. My scale factor would be 4 over this entire measure. So it would give me 1/2. You need to understand the difference. Scale factor, if they're giving you a triangle within a triangle, you have to add the sides. Okay, you're using one tiny triangle to the entire large triangle, so you have to add them. So this measure is my scale factor. And I'll show you that again as we get to another question. All right, looking at number 16. Find the value of x that makes the triangle similar. So, depending on what you used for your scale factor, either you could have used 15 over 5, 9 over 3, or you could have flipped them, which is fine. You're still going to get 3 over 1 or 1 over 3. Since I have 3 over 1, I'm setting it equal to the x that has the corresponding side, x over 4. All you have to do is cross multiply and x equals what? 12, and I'm done. All right, looking at 17. Scale factor for this, 7 over 4. I can't simplify it, so I'm going to keep it that way. And then I have 10.5 over x. Cross multiply. 7x equals 42. Divide both sides by 7, and x equals what?
6.
Good. Questions on these 3 questions? 15, 16, 17? All right. 18, 19, 20. So for 18, if they asked, find the scale factor. For 18. If you put the scale factor as 6 over 18 and you simplify this to what? 1 over 3, that is incorrect. Do not do that. So it's going to be 6 over 24. You are adding these two to get your 24. And what does that simplify to? Good. My scale factor would be 1 over 4. Please understand that. However, solving for x, I'm not going to use 24. I'm going to use 6 over 18 equals 10 over x, and I'm still going to get my answer. But you have to understand the difference between using these numbers than finding the scale factor. So this is going to simplify. We said 1 over 3 equals 10 over x, and what does x equal? X is going to be 30 after you cross multiply. Do we understand the difference between scale factor and solving for x? Please understand that difference, because when you have the questions on the test that say find the scale factor for a question like this, do not put 6 over 18. All right, number 19, I said don't worry about it because I know you guys don't like fractions. So looking at number 20. 20, there are a couple ways you can set it up, but we should still get the same thing. When you're looking at this question, one way you can set it up is 16 over x minus 2 equals 14 over x minus 3. I would not set it up this way. Why? Because when I cross multiply, I'm going to have large numbers. I would set it up as 16 over 14 equals x minus 2 over x minus 3. Why could I set it up this way? Because if I were to cross multiply, I'm still going to get the same thing. The 16 is going to go with the x minus 3, and the 14 is going to go with the x minus 2. But for this one, I can simplify my fraction. 16 over 14 simplifies to what? Yes. 8 over 7. And then I have x minus 2 over x minus 3. Cross multiply. I'm going to get 8x minus 24 equals 7x minus 14. And then all you have to do is solve. Plus 24 to both sides of my equal sign. 8x minus 7x, or 8x equals 7x, plus 10. Subtract 7x. X equals 10, and I'm done. And they're not asking for any side, they're just asking for x. Questions on 20? All right. These, we covered this for 8-4. You will see these on the test that have 3 parallel lines. So please, please, please pay attention to this. 21 and 22, they're solved very similarly, but you need to understand the difference between how I'm solving them. So looking at 21, it's asking me for AG. Looking at it, AG is right here, this line in green. And because they're giving me my sides, so this 4 and this 10, and this x and this 6, I'm going to set it up that way. Okay, I'm forgetting about whatever's on top because I don't need it. So I am going to set it up as 4 over 10 equals x over 6. Keep in mind, I did not add my 4 and my 10. Because they're giving me my sides, I don't need to add them. So simplifying 4 and 10, 2 over 5 equals x over 6. Cross multiply, 5x equals 12. X is going to be a decimal. What's the decimal? 2.4 is correct. All right, now look at the difference between AG and FC. FC is this line right here. Now I have a base of my triangle. For this, I'm going to set it up as 4 over 14. I am now adding these. Equals 2 over x. Simplify your 4 over 14. 2 over 7 equals 2 over x. Cross multiply, 2x equals 14. X is going to equal a 7. So 7 goes right here. And then hopefully the other ones should be easy. So looking at FE, again, I have my sides. So I'm going to use 10 over 8 equals 6 over x. Simplify 10 over 8. 5 over 4 equals 6 over x. Cross multiply. 5x equals 24, and I'm going to get a decimal. What's my decimal? Good, 4.8. Any questions on those three? Again, they're giving you more information than you need for each question. All right, looking at ED, which is right here. Now, because it's a base, I'm going to use the entire side. So looking at it, I'm going to use 4 over this entire side. So add everything. 4 plus 10 plus 8. 22 equals 2 over x, simplify. 2 over 11 equals 2 over x. Cross multiply. 2x equals 22. X equals 11. Any questions on those 4? All right, and the last 2 should have been pretty easy. It's just asking for AE. All you have to do is add what you have. 2.4 plus 6 plus 4.8. If you added them correctly, what would you have gotten? 13.2. And then for AD, you have 4 plus 10 plus 8. We kind of added it before, and that gives me 22. Questions on these? If you study this and study your quiz, you'll be good on the test. You guys have your test tomorrow.